Adventures. Don't worry. I'm on my way. Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Flying into Nerd Adventures Tower. And we've got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a good stream. Cinemacon. It's a thing that happened, and there have been many updates. And, I guess just updates and stories kind of around Cinemacon. A lot of stuff that I want to get into and talk about. And on top of that, there were also different leaks and reports coming out about Star Wars. Star Wars Celebration accidentally teased out kind of what Tales of the Jedi is. Interesting, conflicting reports about Rogue Squadron yet again. And so there's a ton of fun stuff. There's a ton of fun stuff to get. I'm coming. I'm flying in. I'll see you in a second. A ton of fun. You know what? I take it back. I love it. Ton of fun. But can we work on some merch? It's a ton of fun. Yeah. Right on. Bing, 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 bing. Hang on 2 seconds, everybody. The elevator was crowded. Okay, my bad. The elevator was crowded. What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Thursday. Oh my God, I can't believe it's Thursday. Thursday stream. Welcome. Almost through the week, man. Almost through the week, and next week's going to be absolutely nuts. So a couple of things before we get started. We get into all of the different fun stuff that's going on out there in the nerdy world. And yes, there's a lot to get into today. I think it's going to be a really fun stream, actually. Like, we're going to just kind of go through it all, talk about a bunch of different stuff, and if there's stuff I've missed or whatnot, y'all can bring it to my attention. We'll go over it in Q&A. But next week's going to be crazy. So next week we have May the 4th. We have the finale of Moon Knight, which that's a whole thing. We're going to have to talk about that because the rumor is, and I don't know if this is true or not, the rumor is that the finale of Moon Knight is 42 minutes long. Okay, I'm just going to drop that in there, and feel free to let me know what you think of that. Like, what's your reaction to Moon Knight's finale being 42 minutes long? Okay, anyway, so that'll happen next week. Then we've got May the 4th, hoping for some cool Star Wars announcements, right? Hoping for some cool stuff to happen. And then we've got, oh my God, I can't wait, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm super hyped up for that movie. We went out yesterday and we got even more swag, and I might get some more stuff this weekend too, because I want to do giveaways every stream next week leading up to Doctor Strange. We'll probably just talk about Doctor Strange mostly. Like, that's probably going to be the main topic, right? So we've got copies of House of M, a paperback. I've got copies of Secret Wars. I've got an anthology of Scarlet Witch comics, I've got a Book of Vishanti thing that Marvel put together. I've got a lot of different stuff that we're going to be giving away next week. We've got friggin' Eye of Agamotto's. We've got 2 of them. By the way, I'm actually going to step back into the realm of Vivi today and try to get my hands on one of those NFTs because they're actually doing the Eye of Agamotto as an NFT. And I love it, man. So I'm going to try to get on there around 11. Try to remind me, Nerd Vengers, close to 11. I'd like to try to grab one of those up, which will be great. So yeah, next week's going to be absolute craziness, guys. So yeah, just make sure you're, subscribed, checked in, tuned in, and we're going to be doing giveaways all week next week. So you might want to get your nerd coin up. So I guess where to begin with the updates from Cinemacon. Last we spoke Tuesday, Sony had gone up and talked about El Muerto. Oh, by the way, I just want to bring this up because I think it's kind of crazy, absurd, and it just shows like how like ridiculous DOS internet is. But yeah, I want to bring something up. Let me show you guys. Hang on. While we're on the topic of Sony. Okay, so check this out. So Culture Crave said, Andrew Garfield is taking a break from acting. I just need to recalibrate and reconsider what I want to do next and who I want to be and just be a person for a while. This came from an article from Variety. Imchwe Noag. Oh, bro. Like, I can't pronounce names, bro. You just hit me with a tongue twister of a name. Imchwe Nawe Igwe. Welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now, and forgive me for not being able to pronounce anything. My bad. Welcome to the Nerd Ventures, bro. Okay. So I saw this and I retweeted it, you know, just being pretty cheeky, as they say in England. I'm telling you, he saw Morbius and fucking retired, which I kind of continue to believe is really the case. I told you guys, you know, a lot of you guys didn't want to believe it, but I said Morbius just destroyed. Morbius just killed. Morbius did bad. You know, bad things happen. Morbius things happened, and it was bad. And randomly, this fucking tweet, it blew up. It's got 135,000 likes. Like, what the fuck? Like, Twitter's weird, huh? Crazy. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of people saw my dumb ass shitting on Morbius, which, to be honest with you, glorious, wonderful, amazing, unbelievable. Probably one of the happiest moments of my life. You know, like I felt like Anakin. This is the happiest moment of my life. To go viral, to be shitting on Morbius, and also putting out into the ether, even though we don't know if it's real. I mean, let's be honest. It's probably fake news, right? To put it out into the air that Morbius stopped Andrew Garfield from coming back and playing Spider-Man. And to have it blow up in such a way. Whew. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Okay, now, let's talk about DC very briefly. And I mean very, very briefly. And partially this is because I don't like DC. I mean, I like DC. I don't like Warner Brothers. I should be clear. I like DC. In fact, I just read Justice League 75 yesterday, and I thought it was dope, bro. I'm very excited for Dark Crisis. I like those characters. But Warner Brothers, fuck them. So, but also partially because they don't really have any, like, new information out there. Like, okay, Aquaman 2 seems like it's going to be kind of fun. You're going to have Black Manta as the main villain with, like, something like an army, and King Orm, Ocean Master. Why does nobody call him an Ocean Master? You know what I mean? It's fucking Ocean Master. Anyway, Ocean Master and Aquaman got to team up together to fight Black Manta. Seems pretty cool. Seems cool. Black Adam, there's new footage, and he was talking about how he kills people. Heroes don't kill people, but I do, or something like that. People were hyped up about that. It seems like it's cool. People are excited about it. The Flash footage, okay? So they showed a lot of Flash footage. Some people told me they tried to hide Ezra Miller. I was like, fucking how, dude? He's the star of the movie twice. He's playing two Flashes in the movie. How are you going to hide Ezra Miller? You can't. That's the problem. And so the Flash had some footage seen. They got some people hyped up. There's apparently a line at the end where Keaton says that classic line of, like, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts, which Ezra Miller just took way too much to heart. And yeah, so look, here's the thing about Warner Brothers. You sort of you put in one part of I don't like Warner Brothers. You sprinkle in a little bit of Amber Heard and Ezra Miller, and you also sort of, you know, put in a bunch of things might be changing. Zaslav might be changing things, and it's not. There's really not a lot to talk about with it. I will say they did greenlight a sequel to The Batman, which many people thought was going to happen. And, I joked about it on Twitter or whatever. But in all seriousness, that's cool. And I think they'll build off of what they did in the first one. And I think the second one will be more enjoyable for me. That's what I'm hoping. Because they established Batman. I feel like that movie is very, very slow and doesn't really do much with the Batman character. But I want more, and I think you'll get more in the sequel. So that's cool. So there it is. All of Warner Brothers and DC stuff kind of... there you go. That's what it is, okay? So next up, let's talk about Star Wars. This is kind of interesting because there wasn't too much actually said, because basically it was Disney at Cinemacon had a big thing, and they touched on a little bit of Star Wars stuff. Nothing too crazy. There are conflicting reports about Rogue Squadron. Okay, Rogue Squadron. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about Rogue Squadron. Reportedly, it was not on their slate at CinemaCon for 2022 or 2023. However, some other people came forward and said that it is still slated to come out. So, this was Steve Frosty Weintraub. I'll pull this up so y'all can see it. He said, Disney just sent out an updated release date schedule for the next few years, and they still have Star Wars Rogue Squadron listed for December 2023. Perhaps they will announce who is now directing the film at Celebration. My gut says this film never gets made. Okay, so a lot of confusion about the Rogue Squadron movie. The thing that's weird is, we haven't really heard shit from Disney about this or Lucasfilm. That's not really a shock, especially the Lucasfilm part. They're not in the business of really talking about stuff these days, right? But there have been a ton of different reports. I believe it was the Hollywood Reporter, Jordan Mason, Big Screen Leaks, a couple of people all sort of reporting that massive problems, massive creative differences for the Rogue Squadron movie. Very unlikely that it will make that date. But all the official Disney things that are happening are confirming that it still has its date in 2023. So what Frosty's saying here is I don't think this movie will ever get made, but it's possible that if it is actually going to hit next year, they're going to announce a new director at Celebration. And I don't really know what to think of this, because on the one hand, sure, you could come in and do a new director, which, by the way, Deborah Chow is my pick. You know what I mean? In fact, I'll do something I never do, and I'll look at the chat. And you guys tell me. And I might have to reset the chat, to be honest with you. Chase, welcome back to being a Nerd Venger, my friend. Appreciate you. Okay. Hang on. Let me try to reset the chat, because I feel like mine's behind. I would love to know, is there a director that you all would like to take the reins from Patty if she does not go ahead and make this movie? Bryce Dallas Howard, also a great choice. Chloe Zhao, I really like Chloe. That would be a great choice. Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder's my pick for everything. So, yes, of course. Ryan Johnson, interesting pick. I definitely hate it, but it is an interesting pick. George Lucas, yeah, sure. Tom Cruise, Wes Anderson. Okay, wow. Now we're getting wild. Wes Anderson Rogue Squadron movie might be just what the Star Wars brand needs, actually. That might be ideal, actually. That would be incredible. Ron Howard would be a good pick, for sure. Yeah. Kevin Feige, he doesn't really direct. He's a producer. Martin Scorsese, that would be interesting. Okay. Tarantino. Okay, all right, we're getting wild here. Wes Anderson is a hack? Oh my God, Jason. Yo, Jason is the type of dude that's real chill, and then he'll randomly come out with the wildest takes that hit me like a wet salmon across the face. You know? Jason is he's just chilling, he's just doing his thing, and then he'll randomly come out. Oh, he's kidding. Okay. So, this is why I don't read chat. Now, I think we'll get some clarity on this at Celebration. I mean, wouldn't it be hilarious if they didn't say anything about it at Celebration? The date just came and went, and Disney just acted like it was never a movie that was going to come out. Like, what if what if Disney literally is like, I don't know what you're talking about, Rogue Squadron, what? And they just literally act like it never happened. That would be hilarious. I think it's actually possible that a lot of the stuff we're hearing is being handled behind the scenes, and that Patty is still going to direct this movie. Of course, there's a lot of reliable people saying that they just don't see how that adds up or how it's going to happen. But I don't know, man. I mean, depending on what the movie is, you could probably shoot this film pretty quickly. Probably shoot the principal in like 6 weeks. And then, edit, reshoots. You're looking at a couple, 3-4 months. I think you could do it. So that could absolutely be happening. We've also heard that there's like secret Star Wars things being shot. There was stuff at like Cardigan Sheds being shot. There was stuff, there's just like all this other random stuff that could work together and be like, oh, maybe they are shooting Rogue Squadron. Or there's a new director, or they delay it. You know what I mean? Like, they could just delay it to the following year. I think that would be a massive mistake. But, yeah, so I don't know. Kind of some weird stuff when it comes to Rogue Squadron. And hopefully we get some clarity on what that means at Celebration or at May the 4th. I would say probably Celebration. But, yeah, there's just... I really don't know what else to say. I mean, obviously, it would be I think, a big loss, a big L, if they did not make that movie, and if they really did part ways with Patty and they have to like just say that at Celebration and shit like that could, yeah, it's obviously a bad look, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker or something that'll like put them on the ropes, right? Now this is pretty interesting. It looks like Celebration probably accidentally spoiled what Tales of the Jedi is by releasing this update about the panel. And maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but nonetheless, we get to talk a little bit about it, right? So, Star Wars Celebration unintentionally reveals Tales of the Jedi live from the Celebration stage. That's the big stage, I believe. Streamed to the Galaxy and Twin Sun stage. Tales of the Jedi animated anthology shorts, hosted by Amy Ratcliffe with special guest Dave Filoni. So, we basically know that now it's going to be an anthology of shorts, and Dave Filoni has some involvement with it. And so, to me, I think this is pretty freaking dope. Anything that Dave is sort of more involved with, I'm pretty keen on, and it's cool because, like, look, his sort of beginning at Lucasfilm, that's obviously animation, and to do Tales of the Jedi in an anthology that we think will be canon, like unlike Visions, this is probably an anthology that will be canon. And there's just a lot of ways that they could tie a lot of new stuff they're doing together via Tales of the Jedi, and perhaps give us a look at some of the stuff with like Ben and Luke, young Luke just exploring things. Yeah, so there's a lot of hopes for how cool and how fun this would be. I will also say that I am hopeful that Dave Filoni, who's of course, he got this big promotion. He definitely seems like he's a big deal over there now, and he's going to touch a lot of the stuff that comes out, at least from a creative sort of consultant perspective. I continue to believe that it would be massive for the Star Wars brand if Dave were to take the baton from Kathy in maybe just a ceremonial way, but that would be a big deal nonetheless, by running a lot of the big panels and being the person that is most seen at Celebration. He needs to be something of a Kevin Feige, or at least a front-facing Kevin Feige for the brand. That's why I have him on the thumbnail with Feige. And I really just believe, despite what some fringe sort of anti-SJW people think about Feige and Filoni, a lot of like the people, like the 80% of people that are in the middle, the like normal folk, really like Dave and really like Kevin and really respect what they're doing, right? So I just think it would be a massive deal for the Star Wars brand if Dave were to be front and center at Celebration and be in some ways maybe given a ceremonial sort of promotion by literally being the person, instead of Kathy, that comes out and explains all of this sort of stuff, okay? So that's kind of it when it comes to Star Wars. Marvel, I think, had a lot more going on, and there's a lot more to talk about with regards to Marvel. But nonetheless, and I'm gonna get my phone here because I'm trying to get this VV. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, cool stuff, man. I do have a couple of Star Wars videos that I've written, which I'm looking to record and get out in the next couple of days. One of them has to deal with some new reports about Kenobi, but also some comments by Deborah Chow and Ewan McGregor about the retcons and what they're doing to canon, with Kenobi. I think you'll find that video to be pretty interesting. But kind of like, at the end of next month, it's all about Star Wars. We're going to really shift back into hardcore Star Wars coverage. We've got Kenobi. We've got Celebration. I'll be streaming like all weekend, Celebration weekend, just talking about the panels, getting updates via Twitter, maybe watching the actual live streams with you guys. That'll be super fun. Of course, Kenobi is going to be dope, or at least make some noise, And so we'll have all of that going on. But I also just am hopeful that after Celebration, man, we've got just more fun and also clarity on what's happening with the future of Star Wars. Okay, so let's shift into Marvel stuff, okay? Pretty cool stuff with regards to Marvel, okay? They tease out Wakanda Forever. Now, I wanted to start here because there is some misinformation being spread out there online, okay? There was a Sizzler reel that was presented to talk about Wakanda Forever. There are a lot of people saying we got our first look at Wakanda Forever. I don't think that's true. This dude is saying, and I've confirmed this with another person, that shots of Shuri, Nakia, and Okoye and Ramada, who knows, were actually from the first Black Panther, and there's no Wakanda Forever footage in that reel. Okay? So there are no shots of Chad, and they're using all this old footage. It seems like they're being really, really hush-hush about Wakanda Forever. Now, I think Wakanda Forever will still hit its date for the end of the year. And Feige said something to the effect of, like, Coogler's working very hard on it or whatever. Coogler's working very hard on it right now, and I believe that. Now, there have been a few, dramas, a pause in production, some kerfuffles, a ton of different rewrites. Wakanda Forever has been through the ringer. Obviously, a lot of this has to do with the untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace. And a monumental task for Ryan Coogler and everybody involved to honor the legacy of Chad and also set up the future for Wakanda. I mean, I think the title, Wakanda Forever, is very purposeful because Wakanda is set to play a major role in Marvel moving forward. That's just kind of undeniable, and I think it's awesome. So I'm here for it. I am, of course, a part of the recast T'Challa movement, at least sort of tangentially. I really think they should recast T'Challa. I feel as though not having T'Challa in the Black Panther franchise is a massive mistake. I also feel a little weird about them potentially monetizing the death of Chadwick, as they may well use the legacy of the Black Panther and who will be the next Black Panther as the marketing for the film. So Wakanda Forever is a very interesting movie. A lot of moving parts, a lot of confusion. It doesn't inspire confidence for them to come out and have no new footage of Wakanda Forever. Just being honest. You know what I mean? A lot is yet to be determined, discussed, and confirmed with this film. But they did say, and I think they were trying to indicate, that the movie will be coming out this year, right? There was footage seen of Doctor Strange. I'm actually going to do a full video on this because the footage is, the description of the footage is really interesting. It confirms the leaks, at least partially. And there's just a ton of fun Doctor Strange stuff like Living Tribunal, a bunch of questions. So I have a big Doctor Strange video coming out in the next couple of days, maybe today, who knows. But people were very excited about Multiverse of Madness. And apparently it's not uncommon to actually watch full movies at Cinemacon. Somebody in the chat help me out with this if this is true, but somebody told me, oh, well, sometimes if a big movie's coming out, they'll actually have press watch the whole thing. And it was a weird move for them to only show 20 minutes of Multiverse of Madness to press, 15 to 20 minutes at the con, which is pretty cool. The secrecy is crazy on that film. Oh my God, I can't wait, okay? But in my opinion, guys, and this is just one man's opinion, the most interesting thing that was said and sort of announced and talked about at CinemaCon was Kevin Feige saying that he is embarking on the first in-person Marvel creative retreat in 3 years. They have a board that maps out the next decade of Marvel movies, all come into movie theaters, existing characters and new characters and the multiverse. So here's exactly what he said right here. He said, I just left this morning and I'm going back as soon as I get off stage to our first creative retreat in person with the Marvel Studios creative team in 3 years. And we have a giant board there that takes us through the next decade of MCU movies. And they are different, they're unique, and they are special. And they are meant for your theaters. Interesting. You know, as I've sort of been saying, oh, I had that up. Look, Feige and Marvel Studios, in many ways, guys, has kept theaters relevant, alive, and thriving, right? I don't even think you can deny that. You know, like, a lot of people kind of agree with that take. And Feige, being one of the greatest film producers of all time, kind of wants to kind of cement in as he's working on the next 10 films. Like, basically, there's a lot going on in that statement, you know? And, you know, I talked about in my Moon Knight video yesterday. Maybe we'll get into some Moon Knight discussion in the Q&A today. When I talked about this in my Moon Knight video yesterday. I've never been more conflicted about a show that's been blowing my mind for 5 straight weeks than I am with Moon Knight, right? And I think part of this comes from perhaps a mismanaging of expectations. Far be it from me to get too hyped about stuff. Vivi, oh my God. Oh my God. "40 seconds. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're going to try this. Hang on. Slight pause here, guys. I'm going to try to get myself an Eye of Agamotto real quick. 27 seconds. I'm going somewhere with this. We're going to talk Kevin Feige, 10 years. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody hold on to your buttholes. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where's it at? Where's it at? Boom! Let's go! See, I had to, like, not talk about Vivi for, like, a month and kind of shit on Vivi low-key so that y'all would get off the app so I could actually get my collectibles. Fuck y'all! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Elisa, did you get one too? Elisa, did you get one? Did you get one? Boom. Yo, I just got number 169, and it's an uncommon. Wait, what? The uncommon's the common? Why'd they call it uncommon? The fuck? Yo, did anybody get the secret rare? Damn, dog. Okay, anyway. You got a rare? Renee, my man. Hey, Renee. Like, we can work something out, huh? We can work something out, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, you got one? Okay, cool. Why would they call the common the uncommon, bro? That's fucked up, bro. Like, I read it, I was like, uncommon, let's go. And then I look at it, there's only 3 versions. The uncommon, the rare, and the secret rare. That ain't right, bro. That ain't right. What's up, sheep? You got an uncommon too? Yeah, they fucking played us on that, huh? Okay, anyway. Let's talk Feige. Everybody, listen up. Multiple things going on here. What this reads like to me, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday on the Nerdvenger stream. You know, we stream Wednesday nights. We didn't do a watch party last night because your boy had a migraine, but we chatted. Right? Yeah, but RF, that's a low floor for NFTs, but also, we'll talk about that later. I can't get distracted. Okay, listen. I think this is a sign to me. And look, you got to understand that, like, Feige is, look, I blow a lot of smoke up Feige's ass, but I think deservedly so. I think he's a genius. I think he's an incredible producer, but also an incredible communicator. And he's the type of dude that understands that when he speaks, that when he opens up his mouth, he realizes what weight that carries and how far those words travel. Is he always perfect? No. But he understands that when he says something, especially on stage, it's going to echo in eternity, as they would say. Him putting his flag in the ground in theaters, interesting. Not all that interesting to me. Again, it kind of makes me think maybe he's sort of like playing us a little bit with these shows, right? Like, these Disney Plus shows are really starting to feel very ancillary. It almost feels like all of them are like going to therapy. And even though I'm having a good time with Moon Knight, I'm having a good time in general as an MCU fan, it is certainly not up to par or to the quality of movies. And that's interesting because I believe that The Mandalorian is on par and probably exceeding of what Star Wars has done in the theaters over the past couple of years. Like, Star Wars is making movie quality shit on Disney Plus. Mostly talking about Mandalorian. We don't have to talk about Beta Fett. You know what I mean? We don't got to talk about it. But when it comes to The Mandalorian, like, that shit is popping, bro. You know? And the MCU shows, man, it really feels like they're coming, like they're great and they go to a point and then they stop. Or like they're awesome and they reach like a level 7 and then they're like got to pull back or some shit. It literally feels they've made one movie quality show. Fair. It literally feels to me like maybe Feige is purposely holding back the Disney Plus television shows to continue to give great emphasis on his movies, which is okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. But it's like weird. So that part of it is like him sticking his flag in the ground. The other part of this that I think is interesting is I think most MCU fans can agree, and you let me know in chat if you agree or not, okay? Let me know if you agree with this or not. The current beginning to phase 4 or whatever is like it's not bad, but it's like sort of wishy-washy. It's a little shaky. It's not as tight as the end of the Infinity Saga. It's nowhere near as tight as that. But I would argue it's not even as tight as phase 1 of the entire MCU. Okay? Do you agree or do you not? It's fine either way. But I think that this current beginning of this phase is a little sloppy, is what I would say. Okay? Really flippin' slow is the term, says Don. Sure. So I think within Feige's statement here is actually possibly an explanation. Because before, around 2019, remember he says we have like 5 years planned out, which, geez, man, can you believe that was 4 years ago? Like, it's weird, right? Like, time. What is time? Bro, what? What is what, you know? And I would say that I think this part of the MCU experiment has been something like filler, a stage of establishment for certain characters while also trying to get a gauge of what their long-term plans are like. And I think that him signaling that they're doing the next 10 years is kind of like him saying, yo, we're actually going to do the thing again now. Like, we're going to actually pull all the pieces together. We kind of have some of this, planned. We've got some things established, but we are going to the whiteboard to plan out the next 10 years of content. I feel what he is saying there is that we're going to kind of quality control this thing right back up to where it was before. And to be honest with you, like, that's fine. Like, this is a small lapse in quality control. You know, much of it maybe to do with the Pandy, maybe some of it to do with Sony. You know, there's all kinds of things that could be at play there. But mainly, I took this to mean that they're tightening it up. They're going to establish a 10-year plan all the way to 2032, which, like, my son will be 10 years old, bro. Like, isn't that wild? That's wild to think about. So that's sort of all the positive parts of it, the positive aspects of it. Here's the other side of that, though, which is, like, weird, maybe a little bit sad, but I'm going to call it right now. And, you know, you'll have to... I mean, we'll just have to clip this out or whatever. We'll talk about it. I also think he's done after 10 years. Okay? I think, and this is just my opinion here, but I think this is the first sign of when his end date will be. I believe after 10 years, in 2032, Kevin Feige will step down as the president and the CCO, probably get promoted to, like, Alan Horn's position, where he'll see over all Disney stuff, you know, for a long, long time. But essentially, I think at that time, he will pass the reins of the MCU to, like, either Nate Moore or Victoria Alonso or one of these people, one of his lieutenants, he'll likely pass the reins of the MCU to. Now, I kind of think, and we're speculating about something a decade away, so let's just keep that in mind before everybody gets all butthurt about this, right? But I kind of think that they'll also probably do a hard reboot on the MCU at that time. And I know Marvel fans feel differently about that or whatever, but I just think that's probably what's going to happen. That Feige is planning out the next 10 years, a lot of big events. Like, I think Avengers vs. X-Men is a big thing. Secret Wars, obviously, maybe multiple Secret Wars. Galactus, like, all kinds of crazy stuff that he wants to do in the next 10 years. And then I think he will probably sail off into the sunset. And the creatives at MCU will have to figure out what they want to do. And I think a full-on reboot is probably the best way to go about it, right? So a ton, in my opinion, was said in this small statement by Kevin Feige. Of course, a lot of that is speculation, but that's kind of where we're at, guys. And so a ton of news, a ton of different updates, and a lot of little bits of news kind of just coming out in general about Marvel, about Star Wars, about DC. And yeah, so it's a great time. It's a great time to be a nerd, baby. 10 more years. 10 more years of Feige, you know? And I'm excited. And by the way, I believe it is confirmed now that the Moon Knight finale is 42 minutes long, making it the shortest among all 6 episodes. But you know what? That's okay, because it's not like they have a ton of stuff to close up. It's not like a ton of answers need to happen, and it's certainly not like we need a whole bunch of fucking Moon Knight because he hasn't really shown up in his own show. If that were the case, we'd be worried, right? But luckily, wait. Anyway. Okay, let's shift into the Q&A. Let's see what you guys got to say, man. We'll go over the Super Chats. I do just want to say, of course, Super Chats do support the channel. They help us keep streaming, keep doing all this fun content, and they pay for a lot of the... I went nuts on stuff to give away next week, so they do go towards all of that, and I appreciate it. You'll also get some juicy Nerd Coin for your Super Chats, so it's a great way to accumulate some Nerd Coin, which is used for giveaways. So if you really want to get one of those Ivagomotos, etc., you're going to want to do that. And also, of course, become a member. Become a Nerd Venture. Look, the Nerd Ventures, becoming a Nerd Venture, it's really like a lifestyle thing, you know? It's a vibe, as it were. It comes with all sorts of benefits, 20% off our Teespring merchandise, including those dope new Moon Knight designs, which I think are great. Here they are on my coffee cup. Here's my Moon Knight coffee cup. Crazy for Moon Knight. Because I am crazy for Moon Knight. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. We'll find out. You get access to the behind-the-scenes streams. You get to come on by to our special streams Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays as well if you're a Prime member. But, there are also these strange reports out there. People becoming a Nerdvenger and, the love of their life comes back into their world, calls them and wants to hook up, certain appendages growing in length and girth, from what I've heard. Weight, extra pounds flying off of your body. Strength, endurance, bank accounts, quantum mechanics, hair product. Become a Nerdvenger today. Results may vary when you don't get blah, 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 blah. Okay, anyway. Let's see what y'all's got to say, man. I bet y'all's got some stuff that you're saying. And I want to know what it is. I want to know. Yeah. I want to know about it. Boom. Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. T-Love, a.k.a. the Silver Lurker, first in today with a $10 holla, says, I've never loved every episode of a show, but been so dissatisfied with the show as a whole. What the fuck is Moon Knight? Bro, that is almost exactly how I feel. And I talked about it on Twitter yesterday. Everybody got all fucking mad at me. And then I talked about it in the video yesterday as well. It's a very strange place to be at. I really appreciate this show. I really like the show. It's mind-bending. Puts your brain in a pretzel. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to I just want Moon Knight to, punch a few more people. And be a little bit more badass. But luckily, the finale is only 42 minutes long. I'm sure they'll nail it. I'm sure they will stick the landing. Representative Binks with a $5 holla says, I liked last episode of Moon Knight, but I feel like it should have been the third episode instead of the fifth. 100% agree. I had said, actually, if Moon Knight was 10 episodes and we got that episode in episode 5, I would have been like, bro, this might be one of the best shows ever, right? But we got 42 fucking minutes left. I don't know, bro. We're going to have to see. Again, I appreciate you joining the Nerdvengers, and I appreciate the $10 holla, my friend. There's no message, though. If you're still in the chat, try to just put it into the chat, and I'll see what you have to say there. Chase, again, welcome back to the Nerdvengers. John Cross says, who directed Top Gun 2? They could do Rogue Squadron. Oh, that's a good idea. I actually don't know. I'm not familiar with that. But that's a good pick, John. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the support. J. Mike Gaming, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Feel the power flow throughout. If you're walking down the street and people, be smiling at you, saying, and, maybe the lady at the cash register at your favorite Starbucks, your favorite barista is like, what's going on with you? You got a new haircut, or you got a new job, or what's something? Just be like, I became a Nerdvenger, bitch, and then slap her, but nicely, bring it in hot, and then bring it slow, make contact, and also don't fucking do that. Thanks for joining up. Brandon with a $5 holla says, Star Wars universe has equal amounts of potential to be just as popular as the MCU. They need to launch an Old Republic trilogy and take a break from this timeline. I mean, I tend to agree, man. I tend to agree. I've also thought for a long time. I mean, look, I've wanted Feige to come over and help with Star Wars for a long time. Apparently, that was on the table at one point. It got Kathy Kennedy away. And I think that's a damn shame. There's a ton of potential in Star Wars, of course. Star Wars is an incredible IP. Ton of history, ton of love. They've had a pretty shaky past 6 years, I would say. And I know not everybody agrees with that, but I think the proof is really in the pudding. And I don't think you can deny that. However, they are in process of turning it around. And they could absolutely turn it around. And they could turn it around with Kathy. I'm skeptical, but they could. So this is a very important Star Wars celebration for them. And we could walk out of Celebration, figuratively or literally, and be feeling much better about the Star Wars brand, which is what I want. That's what I want. That's what I desire. Josh I with a $10 holla. Hey, man. Appreciate the love. Says, hey, Josh, can you give my daughter Ava a birthday shout out? My little girl hit double digits today. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate all you do. P.S. Take my money, brother. Hey, thanks, and happy birthday to Ava. Can we get some happy birthday Avas in the chat right now? That would be fantastic. And also, I am sorry that I swear so much. I should always try to remember that kids watch. My bad. Mike House with a $5 holla says, Tales of the Jedi, one episode should be the Kel Dorma Sunrider story. Who else would you like to see? Cade Skywalker, maybe? I mean, look, a lot of these things seem really interesting, brother, but I don't know if I want any Legends stuff. Like, I shouldn't say that. I want it to be canon, and if they're going to bring some Legend stuff into canon via the show, I'm here for it. But I don't necessarily want to see just canon stories and old fun stuff like done in an anthology setting. That's not really what I desire. But yeah, I mean, maybe there's a way to do both, right? You know, I don't know, brother. Appreciate the love, though. DJ CC Ryder with a 3-month member chat says 3 is the magic number. Josh, you the best. I love when you get fired up and scream off mic. Have a great day, brother. Hey, thanks, man. And I appreciate you singing that. The Exodus says with a $5 holla, says, I missed work last week due to migraines, so I feel your pain. Yeah, it sucks, bro. Even this morning, like the back of my head, it's so weird. Like the back of my head and like some lingering pain in the temples, man. Migraines blow, bro. Based on Moon Knight and Eternals, among other things, I think the MCU has plateaued. So that's a really interesting take. I know several people share that take. And, I mean, I guess the best that I could say is that we have certainly not been hitting the quality that I would expect as a Marvel fan, and we have certainly declined in the ability to execute from the end of the Infinity Saga. The only difference, I think, between myself and maybe folks like you, folks like Danny, I was talking to Geekdom 101 about this. He kind of feels this way, that you guys kind of feel like it's over or it's peaked or it's done or whatnot, right? I think that's the prevailing thing. I sit back and I say, no way that's true. But, yeah, it looks like they were in sort of a recalibration period, right? That's what I make of this part of the phase. And that's also why I sort of think that these comments by Feige are pretty meaningful. You know, I'm choosing to consider them to be pretty meaningful. DJ CC Rada says with a $5 holla, as someone who knew nothing about Moon Knight, it is an amazing show, even without the action. I think the action comes later. # slow burn. I mean, possible. I'm sure there'll be some action in episode 6, but especially now that we know it's a shorter episode, it's a little concerning to me. Again, it's so weird because I don't hate the show. I actually really like the show. But I'm also like so like, damn, bro, like where's the Moon Knight? Like I'm trying to find the Moon Knight in the Moon Knight show, and I want more of it. I want more Moon Knight. And like, sure, I want season 2, but do I want to wait like ass long to get a season 2 that's gonna then explore Jake Lockley in a real crazy cerebral way, and we get like 15 minutes of Moon Knight footage? Like, nah, bro. Like, put him in fucking Midnight Suns. Like let's just go with it. That's where I'm at. Anyway. J Mike Gaming with a $10 holla says, been watching since 2018, finally able to become a Nerdvenger. Hey, thanks, man. It's like holding the Infinity Stones on my hand. I know, feel that power. Don't get too drunk with power, though. You know what I mean? You know, you got to be sure with the power. Dan the Man with a $5 holla. Good to see you, brother. Says, get ready for the last 10 years of the MCU. Maybe. As Kevin Feige Marvel Universe of Films comes to a close, new storytellers will be born. Are you ready? I mean, I'm not ready now, but in 10 years, yeah, I think I will be ready. I mean, I wonder how you guys will feel about it, and it's kind of impossible to tell. But, like, I kind of like the idea of a reboot, you know? I kind of like the idea of a new direction. I kind of like the idea of seeing a new Iron Man, you know, seeing a new Captain America, doing the whole thing again. I'm kind of here for it, so we'll see, bro. We'll see. Appreciate the love. James Yu says, in 10 years, we will have an Avenger movie that pans out to see Tony at a nursing home playing with action figures, and everything was in his head. I will riot, bro. I will riot if that happens. Appreciate the love, though. Low Live says, long time no chat. What's up? Feels like the shows are just world building the movies. Basically got a new character from each show. Hindsight is 2020. Yeah, 100%, bro. There's definitely something to that. There's definitely something to that. So yeah, I appreciate the thought, and yeah, I think you might be onto something there. DJCC Rada says, what do you think is the magic or ideal answer / approach to fix Star Wars? Would a solid movie help or stay the course? Lack of movies is odd to me. So yeah, they took that gap in the movies, right? And this they were recalibrating as well. It's almost like Marvel and Star Wars were doing the same thing, but Feige was like, well, I got a couple of movies I would have made in the Infinity Saga. Shang-Chi, Eternals, Black Widow. Let's get those kind of moving while we recalibrate. That's what it kind of feels like. So yeah, I agree. It's weird that Star Wars took such a break, but how do they fix it? Look, I think it begins with really elevating Kevin Feige as a figurehead there, both in practice and in perception. Like, you need to have him. He needs to be the guy, I think. I think that's really going to help. Number two, I do think you need a new trilogy of movies. My recommendation is to go way past the sequel trilogy. Treat Rey as like a myth or something, just like what they did with Luke. I don't think they're going to do that. I actually think they're going to go right back to the sequel stuff. But I would go way far ahead, and then I would start to build out new canon stuff during that period, while also still doing the occasional, go back and fun stuff, right? Like the Kenobi show is a great idea. Rogue One or Rogue Squadron seems like a great idea. You can still do a lot of fun stuff, but I would say, like, basically set up a future, like a far future in the canon, and have some really fun, interesting ideas. Bring in brilliant creativity, brilliant teams, and build that out in such a way that, because you got to think about it like this: people that have been reading comics for a long time still love the MCU and find joy in seeing how they're going to adapt the comic stories. So there's like this sort of familiar but new thing that goes on in the MCU. I think you could do that with Star Wars, like a totally new era. They talk about like 100 years or 1,000 years ago, Rey defeated Palpatine or whatever. You could have all that stuff still be there, but like we're talking like total freshness and new with a lot of the vibes and the feeling of the nostalgia from the past. That's my solution, but we'll see. Dan the Man says Secret Wars lead to Luke Skywalker joining the Avengers and Sonic joining the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look, bro, we ain't talking about Sony over here, you know what I mean? Dan's World says Shang-Chi versus Moon Knight. Who wins? To me, it's Moon Knight all day. But in the MCU, kind of hard to see it. Oh, Kendall says, I'll trade you my VV Iwakamoto for the real one. Oh, for me to rig the next week's raffle. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that, bro. Like, I honestly wouldn't even know how, to be honest. Because it happens through Streamlabs. Like, I don't even know how I would do that. But I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm kind of sad to give both of those Iwakamotos away. Real talk. I haven't even opened them, bro. And they look dope, bro. So, ugh. But, look, it's all for the love. It's all for you guys. So, it's cool. Daniel Fisher, $10 holla. Thank you. Says, Josh, what's your take on the end credit scenes will be from Moon Knight? Much love and shout out to Elisa and the Nerd Vengers. Take my diaper money. No Josh twerk money. There you go. Oh, he said no twerk. Okay, my bad. I don't know if there will be... I don't know if there will be post-credit scenes. I hope there are. And I hope some of them are like Avengers or, something like that. So maybe Punisher or something. I don't know, bro. We'll see. Daniel, I'm going to reserve judgment. Let's just go into it next week. And also, if they had post-credit scenes and the official runtime was 42 minutes, I'm going to lose my mind. Craig Wilson with a $5 holla says, what if Oscar's signing a one-and-done contract was just a bait-and-switch designed by Feige to keep us guessing on whether we would see Moon Knight again? Yeah. I actually think that's probably what they did. You know what I mean? I think that's probably what they did, but it's not necessarily a bait and switch. It's more like a bait and dangle until we know more. It's like a bait and dangle, A bait and dangle? A bait and dangle? Sounds like a fancy dish at a restaurant. I'll have the bait and dangle. Extra Guatemala olives, please, Arthur T, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Feel that power flow through you. Go into your comic shop next time they're having a conversation debating about this, that, second, and the third, and take your hand and slap them up Tell them you're a Nerdvenger and that they all need to sit there, and then you explain how it is. You tell them how it is because you are the Nerdvenger. Also, don't do that. Dalton Waters says, are there plans for adding daycare to the tower? Oh, that's a good question. Would you guys trust Susan with your kids? I don't know. Low Live says, member for 7 months. Save the Moon Knight Blade Ace action ship for the Blade movie. Hey, I'd be down, bro. I'd be down. You put it in the Blade movie, I'm going to be happy, boy. Locationary says, member for 3 months. In 10 years, DC versus Marvel crossover, calling it now. That's actually pretty possible. That is actually possible and would be an incredible way to sort of sail off into the sunset for Feige in particular. Filmic FPV says, Multiverse of Madness 1 week away. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I'm so here for it. I'm so excited. Alex G, member for 17 months. Holy crap. Thanks for all that support. Says, just wanted to say that you're the best. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Nerdvenger for life. Thanks, bro. Austin Collins, member for 15 months. Man, that's a lot of support, too. Says, man, watching Moon Knight with barely any Moon Knight. It's like watching a Star Wars trilogy with barely any saber fights. Oh, wait, that's the sequels. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted on Moon Knight. Pretty torn on it, but Patrick Wire says with a $5 holla, never been more simultaneously impressed with a performance but underwhelmed by a show as with Moon Knight. Story makes it feel like this should be season 2. Yeah, a little bit, huh? A little bit. I mean, I'll say this. It's good to not feel crazy. It does seem like many of you agree with me on that. It is sort of a shame for Marvel and for the brand, though. And I wonder how people are taking it overall, right? I don't know. Harris says, member for 16 months. Thanks for all that support, brother. Says, if Moon Knight fights a bunch in everything else he's in the MCU, I feel like this is a necessary time we should spend with the Mark Spector Plus identities before it becomes a mainstream per se. Yeah, I think that's fair, bro. But here's the thing. Would it not be appropriate to still be a little disappointed when the show comes out and then feel excited when you saw him actually in action? Like, isn't that sort of an appropriate way to take that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting up here pooping on it. I'm not calling it meh night. You know what I mean? I mean, I might after the finale, but you know what I mean? I think we should just be able to say that and also, like, be in that moment where it's like, damn, this is confusing. Like, I love this show, but I want more. I'm not the Jedi I should be, you know? Cooper Sellers, by the way, bro, Cooper, were you the guy that DM'd me talking about how I was taking a poop with my hoodie on Instagram? Because you're absolutely right. Was that Jake that freaked out and grabbed the crystal paperweight thing and almost attacked the dude in the office? He sounded way different there. Yes, I do think that was Jake. But I'm, like, extra confused because, like, why was that Jake? What the fuck is going on with Jake? You know? Superfry 401. You should be Superfry 405, bro. Come on now. $10 holla says, blazing big spliffs, drinking a coffee fresh off the graveyard shift, tuning into the den of nerds. You think Star Wars will ever give us more Clone Wars stories? And if so, what would you like to see? So I think the best bet of that will be Bad Batch, which season 2 is confirmed, and they will talk about it at Star Wars Celebration. So I think there's a lot of room for that. I personally feel like there's a ton of room for live-action clone stories and more clone stuff. As far as, like, what I would want to see, I mean, I'm down with the Bad Batch, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that first season was, like, hit or miss. But the promise that the season, you know, makes of what the future could be, especially with, like, Tantus being teased, you know, Crosshair seemingly going back to the Empire. There's a lot of fun stuff there, so. Polyhedral Paradise, Jason, member for 10 months at the Prime level. That's a lot of support, brother. Thank you for that. Says, after years of people complaining Marvel Heroes' answer to everything was punching, love the fact that the show is different. If he never puts the suit back on in the show, I'm good. An Oscar for Oscar. That's the thing is, like, the show's so good in what it is doing that it's hard to argue with a point like the one that Jason just made. Right? It would be pretty easy if, like, let's say if it was, like, kind of not that great, though. I'd be like, yeah, but it's not that great, bro. But it is that great. And it is also different. And it is doing something that we haven't really seen in Marvel a lot, right? So it's a fair point to make, which is why I'm so conflicted about the show, right? If I wasn't conflicted, I would just be, like, pretty sold one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I appreciate the love, man. Okay, where are we at? 34 Virgo with a $10 holla says, there is a reason premium cable series does 10 episodes. Interesting. The pacing of the show is extremely too fast, building to a climax by episode 4 and then trying to wrap up a conclusion in the final 2 is going to work. Maybe you said not going to work there. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I really feel like 10 episodes would have been brilliant, you know? I really do. And I don't know that it even would have cost them that much more. It does. Like, there's parts of the show that seem like they're very expensive. Like last episode on the sands and all that. It seems crazy. But there's a lot of the show that doesn't seem like it's that pricey at all. So, I don't know. Either way, I appreciate the love, man. Carl says with a $2 holla, my Marvel needs smashy smashy. More Thor lightning bolt. I agree. I'm like, sorry that some of y'all hate that, but I will always be that guy. I need smashy smashy, punchy punchy. I need some action, bro. I'm sorry. I'm always going to be that way. You know? Hot damn. Say what you will about Black Widow. Black Widow had some fire-ass fighting, fire-ass action sequences, right? You know? Same with Shang-Chi. Like, Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi's, like, a little uneven, and it feels, you know, like maybe a movie that should have been in the first 2 phases. But the action's incredible, bruh. Like, come on, man. You know? Nick Lemon with a $10 holla says, so hyped for MOM. Next week will be a fun week, and maybe I'll finally win a giveaway. I believe as well. I believe. Now take my money. I think Nick's going to win something. I do. I'm saying it now. Blake says, with a $10 holla, thanks for the 10, bro, says, I really felt like we were heading to our next Thanos at the end of Loki, and now I feel like the MCU is kind of spinning its wheels. I would not argue with that. I feel like that's pretty appropriate. I will tell you, I think even this recalibration phase has been hit with a lot of different things. Basically, the Pandy and Sony, and I honestly couldn't tell you which one was worse. That's a joke, but maybe not really. Sony and the Spider-Man negotiations and whatever that did, it seemed to really change things, you know? From the 2019 rip back by Tom Rothman and A-Rad, and then also trying to refigure out that deal, making No Way Home, right? A lot of things. But also the Pandy. A lot of changing. Production stuff affected. A lot of stuff happened, right? So I can't argue with you. What I will tell you is, as a Marvel fan, I think even at their worst, which you could maybe make the argument the last couple of years have been Marvel at their worst, at least at their worst in recent memory. I mean, what else are these other studios doing? Look at what Star Wars is doing. You really think they're doing a better job? Look at what Warner Brothers is doing. Do you really think they're doing a better job? Look what Sony's doing. Do you really think they're doing a better job? Even when Marvel's fucking up. I should really stop swearing as much. I'm sorry. But even when Marvel is screwing up, they're lapping the competition. And I think it's going to get better, Blake. I do. 34 Virgo says, good show, but no true fleshed out story. Oh, the Moon Knight stuff? Yeah, fair. Late Night Alum says, many MCU stories yet to tell. In Feige we trust. I agree, bro. Skipped study hall to pop in and say, what's up, bro? Love you, Papa Josh. And do you got any Filoni news for me? All I will say is that Filoni is very clearly a bigger part of what Star Wars is doing. That's all we know for sure, and hopefully we find out more at the end of next month. Josh I says, Gareth Edwards for Rogue Squadron would be my choice. He did a great job with Rogue One. Yeah, Gareth didn't do too bad. I would argue that it was the homie that came in. Who was it that came in and helped salvage Rogue One? And that's also involved Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy was actually the one that I think saved Rogue One. And also, Tony Gilroy is the person that's heavily involved in the Andor show. Right? So, I don't know, bro. Gareth Edwards is aight, but I don't know. Magic and McCree says, I still love the theory of Thor destroying the MCU at the end of for a reboot. You think that's possible? I mean, that would be pretty wild, bro. You know what that feels like to me? And maybe this is where you're going with this. There was a original plan by Jack Kirby that Ragnarok was actually going to destroy everything. And then the New Gods, which became the fourth wall gods for DC, that was originally going to be Jack Kirby's plan for Marvel. And they were like, no, Jack. That's too crazy, bro. And maybe it is. Dan's World says, will you cover the new Dragon Ball movie? Well, I'll certainly see it, and I'll certainly talk about it on stream. Maybe we'll have Danny on for a stream too. But yeah, I mean, I love Dragon Ball, man, but never been able to really crack the code by making content. Maybe I just don't do enough of it or whatever. Dan the man says, LOL, I'm just saying, brother, only way I see like 30 more years of storytelling in terms of topping what they did is if all the studios IP just mash. I don't know, bro. That's pretty wild. Dan the man also says, one last thing. You in theory should do a stream on Thor Skywalker What If sequel trilogy. It actually makes the sequels tolerable. All right, peace and love. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I think generally speaking, like I don't know that we would do that exactly, but I will tell you that generally speaking, I do think that there's a way to make more product, not less, more, that makes the sequels more tolerable. That's the best way to say it. It's not going to change the way we feel about those movies, but we may be able to tolerate them as canon more if they would make some changes moving forward. Zach says with a $5 holla, holla, what you think the skeleton in Thor's trailer, possibly a Watcher? Yes, I do think so. And zombies in Moon Knight come into MCU. Those sand zombies were crazy. I said this while we were watching it on the Watch Party, but I was like, bro, Anakin Skywalker would be freaking out right now if sand zombies were attacking him. Bro, like that's his kryptonite. Like that, it's game over. Moose Mike, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now, my friend. Appreciate you, bro. Make your way around the tower. Go check out the amenities. You know, slap Susan up. Say what up to Chet. It's a good time over here. DJ CC Ryder says, I want Star Wars pizza. Take all my money. I want Star Wars pizza. Take all my money. I don't know what that means. But me too, bro. Peter B. Parker says, won't let me join on my phone, though. Oh, wow. Really? That sucks, bro. Just get on the computer, join next stream or something. Yeah, I don't know. Ephraim says, any idea if there will be a season 2 for Moon Knight? I think it will probably depend on how it's received. But, I mean, it could work. For a second season, I think. Axid, member for 15 months. Thanks for all that support. Says, more like Midnight. Yeah, I tried doing that, but like Elisa pointed out that Midnight's an actual thing and a time. So I don't know if that plays as much, you know? But yeah. JP, $5 Hollow says, turned in my 2 weeks notice yesterday. Great things ahead. But my appearance at morning live streams will almost definitely decrease with the new job. That's sad, but it's good that it's good for you and your family and the well-being and everything, bro. That's really what's more important. Maybe you can stop by more on Wednesday nights, you know, and just hang out with the Nerd Vengers, catch them on replay. By the way, I think I am going to start putting these streams up on Spotify as well, so that you can check them out on Spotify. And we have video podcasts on Spotify, so you'll be able to see the video as well. I'm not sure when that'll go into effect, but I've been thinking about it. I think I'm going to make that decision. Dade Elza with a $10 holla. Very generous, brother. Says, Josh, as someone whose opinion I respect, I'd love for you to check out my pilot we dropped on YouTube yesterday called Mystery Incorporated. It's an edgier take on Scooby-Doo. Like, is this it? I'll look into that later, bro. But yeah, I'll try to give that a peek. Edgier take on Scooby-Doo. I kind of like that. That kind of seems fun, man. And I appreciate the support. Yeah, I'll try to peek at it later, bro. Kalisto, thank you so much. Member for 21 months. My goodness, that's a lot of support. So it's always great when I can make it to a live stream. I wonder if Jake stays hidden until killing needs to happen because Steven can't do it, and Mark tends to become more broken when he has to kill. I think that's a fair take, and also, I think most of us agree that Jake seems to be way more violent and possibly pretty dark. So, yes, I think you're onto something there. DH says, excited for next week. My wife and I got married on the 4th 3-year anniversary. Also just found out second baby on the way. Congratulations, DH. That's awesome. And yeah, next week's going to be dope, bro. And congratulations to you and the wife. J Mike Gaming, $10 holla. Very generous. Thank you so much. Says, have a Marvel DC crossover event in 10 years where it all ends with Grant Gustin's Flash running back in time and rebooting both of them. Bro, that is dope. Quote of the day. I like that. I like it a lot, bro. Thanks for the love. Just felt like riding. Upgraded the membership to the Prime level. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I'll see you with the Prime stream on Friday, bro. Jonathan Peters says, Papa Josh, I just found out I'm going to be a papa. Mind blown. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't stress about it, my man. Don't stress about it. It's going to be a good time. RG2088, $20 holla. Holy mother loving love of mother. Says, I guess Moon Knight does have more in common with the Batman after all. Unfortunately, yes. Which is probably why I've been loving the show more now than I thought I would. I mean, cool. I think it's setting us up to get Moon Knight to come just like WandaVision did for Star Wars. Oh, for Scarlet Witch. Okay. Yes, I think that there's a lot of fair stuff in what you said there, and I also hate it. So thanks, but I hate it. Yeah, it does have a lot in common with the Batman, doesn't it? Let me do my Paul Dano impression. Wait, what? How does he do it? He's like, do not lie. I'm Paul Dano. Something like that. Yeah, bro, I get what you're saying, man. More Moon Knight to come. God, I hope so. I really do. I hope so, bro. Let's see here. Dade, I can't see that, so let me get into the chat, and I'll try to check it out. Oh, here it is. Member for 11 months. Holy crap. Dave, thanks for all that support. Says, thanks, brother. I'll send you a link in Discord. Hey, thank you, man. Send me a link in Discord because then I'll be able to watch it and reply right to you. That would be perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. I think we got like one more members chat here. Oh, Overbound Game Studios. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Feel that power flow through you, my friend. Yeah, a lot of new members today. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's hang out and chat a little bit, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some chow, and I got a couple of videos to work on today, and yeah, we'll keep it moving. Tomorrow's going to be very fun. Should be a fun stream. We'll do some call-ins tomorrow. We'll do the gambling, tomorrow and all that, so it should be real fun, man. Josh doesn't hate it. He just wants more punchy. That is true. Juan says, do you believe that Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac signed on because Moon Knight wasn't going to be a superhero punchy series? It's possible, bro. It is certainly possible that was what they desired as well. But that doesn't necessarily affect me. You know what I mean? I still want what I want, right? Give us more content, Big Daddy Josh. Hey, I'm working on it. But I will tell you also, I'm tired, bro. Like, We're doing fine. You know what I mean? But I'm tired. I never DM'd you on IG, Papa Josh. Okay, Cooper, no worries. Somebody that looks like you DM'd me after I posted my picture yesterday on my story, and they were like, you're taking a poop in your hoodie. Anyway. Josh, Blinker merch, please. I mean, we'll figure it out. Your brain dead replied to the dude on Twitter was hilarious. Yeah. Well, because it is a brain dead take, bro. Like, think about this. The homie said to me, you were wrong about Boba Fett. You're wrong about Moon Knight. Just enjoy the content. Like, just enjoy the content is like the most... It's a brain dead take, bro. It's a brain dead take. It is. And I was trying to be chill. Josh secretly loves the Batman and he listens to the soundtrack daily. Nah, bro. I talked to Casey Walsh and some other people a few days ago. They said to expect 0 cameos outside of the main Illuminati team. Helpers ain't in the movie, apparently, too. Anon also said Magneto ain't in it. Yes, a lot of people are saying that. And it might well be the case. You know what I mean? It may well be the case. And I'll be out $500. But I still choose to believe that there will be more. And there's actually some evidence that there will be more as well. So, we'll see. We'll all find out together, won't we? We'll all find out together. Let's see here. Nighttime says, Josh, I think that now Steven is gone for therapy. Mark has to form a new identity. Jake has to be more of a heavy lifting one. It is possible. It is possible that that's the case. I'm a little confused as to how it's all going to play together, but yeah, you might be right. Peter B. Parker, I just enjoy the content for Fast and the Furious. Yeah, true. Yeah. I just enjoy it. Like, what? Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the content. Oh, okay. Right on. Give me Mr. Fantastic and Professor X, and I'm happy. I know, right? I don't really need more, to be honest with you. Like, I think it's going to be visually stunning. I think it's going to just be fucking dark and crazy, and there's going to be cool shit, you know? It's going to be dope, bro. And then Illuminati as well. I mean, that's great. That's fine. That's enough for me. And then, post-credit scenes, baby. You know? Post-credit scenes, baby! Moon Knight would have been perfect if it was 7 episodes. That would have been helpful as well. I agree. Your stream pacing is all wrong. Yeah, you're probably right. Andrew Garfield, since JK ain't game. Wait, what? What are you talking about, bro? It's John Krasinski, and he's gonna be awesome. How the fuck do you hide the main actor for a movie when the actor's still in the movie? This is not going to work out. Mid Miller, give us Grant Gustin. I know, bro. I'm with you there. We'll see. If you don't love it, you're a hater. That's pretty much a lot of people on Twitter. You know what I mean? There was no punchy in Loki, but you loved it. That's true. So, A-Bar, that's a totally fair point. I brought this up in the video yesterday, but maybe I didn't say it perfectly. But it's not just punchy. Like, I think punchy would help, but also connective tissue to the wider MCU. So when it came to Loki, I was so blown away by like the wider impact of what we were watching with the show, like the TVA and the timelines and all of that stuff, and the mystery of maybe Kang, etc., etc. That all felt very important to the MCU, and especially because, like, you know, Secret Wars and my love of that and my desire to see it, I was really just captivated by Loki in the same way that I'm captivated by Moon Knight, but there was just a little extra. There's just a little extra there that I'm missing with Moon Knight. So, but that's a fair point. Rewatched X-Men 1 last night, and I love how it holds up. Hell yeah, bro. We watched that together with the members a couple of weeks back, and dude, it was great. It was great. Ooh, Andrew Garfield as Flash? I'd be down, but he's taking a little break, man. Yeah, that's what he said anyway, you know? Taking a little break, so. Winter Soldier. Hope you're having a great day, Josh. Have you seen the popcorn buckets for Multiverse of Madness? Look amazing. I have not, but I'm excited to go next week. I actually think I'm going to pick up more tickets next week, and I'd like to go with, we have a couple friends that we actually haven't seen. I haven't seen my couple friends, our couple friends, I don't know, since Spider-Man No Way Home. We went and saw Spider-Man with them, and I'd love to go see the Multiverse Madness with them. So I'm actually going to hit the homie up today and see if he wants to go. What limited Disney Plus series would you want to see next, Josh? I'd love to see an Indiana Jones-style show with young Luke Skywalker and Ben Solo traveling around the galaxy trying to understand the Force. Secret Wars will rebeat the MCU and will be Feige Endgame. Lots of punchy. There'll definitely be a lot of punchy. I don't know if that'll be it, but appreciate you, David. Size doesn't matter. It's just how you use it. Loki versus Moon Knight. Okay. Untapped Potential says, what if Josh wins the 500 by post-credit scene with Tom Cruise? Wouldn't that be something? I actually think that's not very likely. I think it's probably more the case that if he is in the movie, it's been hidden from every single screening that has happened so far, and that the final version of the movie has been seen by very few people, and that movie will be seen for the very first time next week. Did I like the road cut? So we actually didn't watch the road cut last night. We're going to watch it next Wednesday because I had a migraine last night. I didn't really feel like doing a whole watch party, so we just streamed and chilled. New X-Men or new MCU will change X-Men to X-People. They might. I would be furious if that happened. And I don't think that's going to happen, actually. You know, technically speaking, Marvel is already producing another X-Men show. X-Men 97 is officially out there. So it would be kind of weird that they are making another X-Men animated show, and then they decide to change the name. I think Victoria Alonso said some shit that maybe she believed about that. But I also think that in some ways, the feedback from fans was pretty fucking clear. And I think it would be a huge mistake if they did that. So, anyone on Vivi, the eye didn't sell out yet. Wait, what? Definitely have to check that out. Did I hear the first 20 minutes played out in MOM? Oh, yeah. I'm going to do a video on that, actually. I'm going to go through it, talk about it, and all that. So, did you see that when Mark was a kid, he made fun of his brother for drawing a fish with only one fin? Further evidence that he made this up from pieces of his past. Yeah, it's very possible. It is absolutely possible. Huge W on the take regarding X-Men name change. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. Like, it just would be weird for them to do that since they're already creating another X-Men thing. You know what I mean? Hulk versus Wolverine, that would be cool. That would be key. Den of Super Chats. A little bit. A little bit here and there, Mando. A little bit. Stephen Jordan says, do you think the Watcher will be in MOM? I'm not sure, but I didn't think that the Living Tribunal would be there either. You know? So it's surprising to me that the Living Tribunal is there and that they put that right in a trailer. So that's a little bit weird. Maybe the Watcher's in there as well. And then there's obviously the questions of, okay, so, you know, slight spoilers here. But, you know, Peggy Carter, Captain Carter, is rumored to be in there. This may well be the Stephen Strange variant from What If. Those two characters had interactions with Uatu. Is it possible Uatu is in Multiverse of Madness? I don't know. TikTok misses you. No, I know. I'm going to get back on TikTok. Everybody relax. Black Bolt in the Multiverse of Madness? Oh, yeah. Is Loki and Sylvie in MOM? It does not appear so. Yeah, Living Tribunal is a big deal whether or not he has a role. I agree with that. Layla will be the next Moon Knight? Oh, God, I hope not. Like, no offense to Layla, but... I want Sentry in the MCU. Dude, me too. Yeah, TikTok takes bandwidth, 100%, bro. Like, I'm in the process of maybe onboarding some more help. Somebody to kind of help me out, and in that case, maybe I could do that or whatever, but... Do I watch sports? Yeah, not as much as I used to. The UFC and MMA is probably the thing I watch the most. Really, really like fighting. Boxing a little bit here too, but other than that, bro, I'd legitimately probably rather watch esports if it's a really good matchup or something. Like, I was actually really liking the Halo esports stuff, or like a fun tournament or whatever, this, that, second, and the third. But as far as like football, basketball, like some of the main staples, I don't really jive with it anymore. You know, I just don't. Like, I'll watch the NBA finals. You know what I mean? I'll watch the Super Bowl. I like hockey, but I don't really watch hockey like that. So, yeah. Okay. Do you do boxing or MMA? So I've practiced a lot of martial arts, and at one time, believe it or not, and this was a long time ago, but I actually was not going to go to college because I wanted to be a cage fighter. Crazy, right? Seems ridiculous, but I was training hard, bro. And I actually overtrained a little bit, which led to worsening a knee injury I had. So, yeah, no, I've never actually studied boxing. But boxers are very good fighters, actually. But, yeah. What about the NBA playoffs? I mean, depending on the matchup, maybe I'll watch a little bit of it, but, yeah. Celtics in 4 games against the Sixers? You don't say that. You don't say that. I miss Throg. Dude, I miss Throg, too. I would love to see an MCU Thor variant in Loki, too. 100%. Oh, yeah, I'm very excited for the UFC this weekend. Cut it out, Napoleon. You know I'm training to be a cage fighter. No, 100%, bro. That was it. That was exactly me back in the day. Pet Avengers win! Pet Avengers win! I hope Mark and Steven fall in love with each other. That'd be kind of funny, huh, 30? Have I ever been to a live UFC fight? I have not. I wonder what that experience is like. Yeah, the question about Star Wars shows overlapping, I don't know. I think that'll get more and more difficult the more we move forward. So, Oh, it's next weekend. Okay. Rob Front and Cheeto Vera. Okay, well, that's cool. That's cool. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Much love to you all. Much love to you all. Appreciate the support. Damn. Much love, guys. I'm going to get on out of here. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Make sure you check out the regular Den of Nerds channel to check out all the videos we're doing. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And as I always say, wait. Slipped in a last-minute super chat. Got Jurassic World takes. You seeing that? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm going to see it. We'll talk more tomorrow, guys, all right? Much love to you all. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, I tell you. Next week's gonna be crazy. Trying to like actually try to rest this weekend because it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. 42 minutes, Moon Knight? That's what you got going on over here? You got 42 fucking minutes, huh? Alright, okay. We'll see. Yo, cut back on that. I did cut back on the coffee, actually. I've only had, like 1 cup this morning. Yeah. Alright. Look, the only thing I'll say is that I think Bad Bunny is going to be the face of the Sony franchise, and they're going to make 6 El Muerto movies. They'll set up like 6 El Muerto movies, and then they'll set up like 3 more Morbius movies, and then we'll have El Muerto verse Morbius. Holy shit. Can't wait. All right, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Take care of yourselves.